it did sting my finger a lot. However there, welcome to this YouTube channel. My name is Julia, and in today's clip I'm gonna try on the new Jeffree Star x Shane Dawson Conspiracy. I was about to say controversy. It's the one that looks extremely similar in terms of like its packaging design, with blue blood and blood sugar, which I do own. So yeah, I did not look at any reviews whatsoever. I wanna see myself how I'm getting along with the palette. As you can see, I already have my full face of foundation, concealer, powder, whatever. It's just literally about this palette. I'm gonna do swatches at the end of the clip. Just a few thoughts before. If not, I will leave exactly when I start doing my makeup with the palette itself. So I'm literally just gonna open it right now. I'm not gonna lie, the packaging kind of annoys me, which I'm not really fussed about. I usually like recycle the packaging anyway, but a bit annoyed because you have to literally, I mean, I opened it for a couple of times, but because this indent is quite like bigger than the actual cartons, it was a pain in the ass to open it. You know, I'm trying to discuss every single aspect I believe I noticed. But yeah, this is how it looks like. It's really, really nice, and it feels really good just because it has matte packaging and also like shiny one, and it just feels, you know, you're switching back and forth through two types of materials, which I was like this all day long yesterday, because I opened and closed it, but I did not touch any single shade whatsoever. I'm just gonna open it. You already saw it. Like, I mean, this is how it looks like if you haven't seen it before, which I find it hard to believe. And obviously I did not rip off this, and I'm actually gonna do it right now. The things I want to point out before I'm actually digging into the shades is the fact that I know plenty of people, I would say, did not necessarily find the palette very pleasing in terms. I think people expect now from Jeffree Star to have a lot of bunch of colors. I personally love this one because it has neutrals, a bit crazy colors, and a bit like smoky nighttime shades, and that's why I even bought it myself. I'm here, I mean, I feel like I should try to explain myself, because literally I feel people sometimes think, certain people probably did buy it because of the hype, or because they want to support Jeffree or Shane or both, which nothing is wrong with that. But I personally thought like, at the beginning I was like, oh, I'm hyped, I really want to buy it. But then I was staring at the picture with the actual shades, and I was like, do I really need this though? What is something really special about it? And I think this is the most special thing. It's just because it's gonna be very versatile. I know blood sugar, I'm gonna show you now. This is how it looks like. It looks versatile, which it kind of is, but you only have a few kind of like shades from a color, if that makes sense. Like, I'm trying to say, yeah, you have browns, but you barely have, I don't know, like a green or an orange or something like that. You have pink and purple, but I feel pink and purple can easily blend within the red shades. Like, it's not like this, you know what I mean? I hope my camera is picking everything up. It's just, you have obviously a pink in shades, you have a yellow, you have greens, you have burgundy, you have, you know, black. I don't know, if I'm feeling like pink, I have pink. If I'm feeling red, I have red. If I'm feeling orange, I have orange. Does that make sense? Obviously, I'm not even gonna discuss too much on blue blood. It has loads of blues in it. Although some people find it scary, you can get a day-to-day look, because obviously you have this one in Celebrity Skin. But again, it's the same drill with blood sugar. You have more from a family colors. But yeah, that's why I personally bought it. It's just because I feel on an everyday basis this one is gonna be interesting and amazing and I can pull off so many different like neutral shades, looks, so many colorful looks, and so many smoky eye looks. And that is about that. I'm just gonna start off with deciding what I'm gonna do on my eyes. I have no clue. I'm gonna do two different eyes with two kind of like color story differences, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna start off with this eye and then move on along with the other one. I always do prime with my Catrice Camouflage Concealer. Forgot to do that, sorry. And now I'm gonna go with Tanacon and see. I mean, did I expect anything? No. It's pigmented. I really love that so far. Yeah, let's go now with another one. So I went with shade Tanacon. That's the one, because I did not show it to you. And now I'm gonna go with the same brush with Cheese Dust, which is actually Cheeto Dust. But legal reasons apparently did not allow them to use that word, sadly. That looks great. They blend out really well together, and it's quite pigmented. I expected a more neon shade, but looking at it in the pan right now, I realized my expectations were too high. It's definitely not a neon shade, but it's, you know, the pigment is there. That's what I'm trying to say. Right now, I want to go with another brush, with a flat one. See if I'm gonna screw up everything, because I want to use Food Vibes and blend above the Tanacon shade, like literally there. It definitely blended out amazingly. It's just, again, I expected it to be a bit more neon. I'm not quite sure how it would act if you would, you know, tap it rather than blend it, but I'm very surprised because food videos did not blend patchy. Sometimes with these kind of like shades, like very neon looking shade, I've seen it not impossible but harder to blend, which is not the case with this one, not here, on this area at least. I want to place a shade all over the lid, so I think I'm gonna go, I wanted to try Pigment, but I'm scared it's not gonna work out, so I'm drawn to Flaming Hot, so I'm gonna use that one. I promise I'm gonna bring more video clips on this palette, because it's just, you know, the hype is there in terms of like people probably putting one clip, and that's that. I want to make dedicated clips towards doing as many looks as I can with one palette, so there's definitely no patchiness, but I did cover with the Cheese Dust shade. But so far I like it. It's a really lovely red shade that is pigmented and out there. Now I'm gonna go with shimmers, because this is looking sad. So the shades I've been crazy about are Illuminati, Conspiracy, Just a Theory. Hard to choose from, really hard, but I think I'm really drawn to the shade Conspiracy, I'm not gonna lie. You know what, I think I'm gonna go with Illuminati, because it's like, it's a bit different out there. I don't know, here we go, thank God, I don't have a flat brush. So, I'm not gonna lie, what I've seen so far with Jeffree's formula in terms of like shimmers, it works just a tiny bit better with setting spray, not because the pigment is not there, just because the pigment is there so much that I have a situation with my eye where it sticks the pigment on my kind of like crease, because my crease is very deep. I'm not complaining about that, unless it's about shimmer product. So for myself, I'm gonna place it now without anything on the brush, but I'm gonna go and grab setting spray just because of that, because I hate it when it just sticks over there. It's not cute. So I'm taking shade Illuminati and I'm placing it in the middle. Okay, I barely even touched it. Look at that. Can you see? wow. It's a shade I'm gonna make a lot of use of it because I love it. I might not even need, hopefully. So far it did not transfer. It doesn't have that much glitter from what I can see. Sometimes the ones with glitter do transfer a lot on me. This is amazing. I love this shade. I knew I'm gonna love it, but it performs well enough to love it even more and be obsessed with it. Right now I'm gonna try to blend it out. It did have left me a bit of fallout, but that is fine. I'm just gonna wipe it off and we are good to go. Now I'm gonna put some highlighting over here. So because obviously I wanted to try just the theory, I'm a tad bit scared it's gonna be too dark for that area, but actually I have ranch. I'm just gonna go with just a theory, alright? I just already dipped my brush in it, so I'm gonna... Oh my god, that is so beautiful. And it's definitely not too dark. It's okay. I've had problems with other eyeshadows which were too dark for that area. I looked not as a highlight, but just a splash of something over there. So I'm just blending out. I took a bit of food videos to blend everything out. The undertones and stuff in it, seriously, it's very icy, but not glittery. Do you know what I mean? It's just very shiny, and it's kind of a rose gold rusty shade. It's really beautiful. I love it. So I'm gonna do the under eye part. Then I might smoke that out with some pink. Might as well, I think. I'm gonna go with Not a Fact on my lower lash line, and I think I'm gonna place it on the upper lash as well as a liner, just to balance out the colors between them. Taking the brush I used with Flaming Hot, and I'm not adding any product, I want to just blend it out. Now I'm taking an angle brush, put this shade above. I like that shade. It's definitely a red or pinkish burgundy, if I can explain it that way. And it's pigmented. It did blend out really nicely above there. It's not patchy. So far, I'm impressed with how unpatchy this palette so far looks like. I think I'm just ready to put some inner corner highlight, and I'm gonna go with ranch. I mean, I did not expect more than being extremely pigmented. It's just, I'm not gonna lie, it looks a bit similar with the one from Blue Blood. I'm gonna actually have a look right now at it, and I'm gonna swatch it. So this is Diamond. Oh no, Cullinan, which it has a diamond embedded in the shade itself. So this is how it looks like. It feels the same. This is Ranch. I mean, this is more pearly, that's it. This one is that it doesn't have as many pearls in it. Like, it looks more true to a white color, if that makes sense. But like I said, they're really extremely similar, but this is more pearl. Yeah, they're not identical, but you're not gonna miss one another if you have both of them, if that makes sense. I don't know if you are able to see, I actually did not put any highlighter just because I assumed Ranch is gonna work. So I'm gonna use that as a highlighter right now because I feel I look better. I'm not obsessed that I have in my collection 2 of these shades, just because I personally am not obsessed with icy highlighters anymore. Like, they're alright, but I would rather prefer something like just a Theory, a bit more goldeny, rose shade. Let's start with the other eye. I think with the other eye I'm gonna do a smoky eye look. So I'm gonna dare to go again with some crease shade, and this time I think I'm gonna use Diet Root Beer. Just gonna place it in the crease. Wow, that is really dark. Really goddamn dark. I'm gonna go with Tanacon this time. So I'm using Tanacon, and look how pigmented it is, just because it went just straight on the actual shade. I'm just trying to buff a bit the edges, that's why. And I don't have anything else to buff that out with in terms of keeping it a bit basic, because I want to make a smoky eye. So I'm starting off with a brown always. So now I'm gonna go with my riders here, and I'm gonna take a very tiny dense brush like this one, which is not the best quality, but it will do the work for me. And I'm just gonna I'm scared already. Okay, the black is definitely pigmented and nice, but I'm curious if it's similar to the one from Alien, just because it does remind me a lot of it. It looks like this on the finger. This is black hole, and I'm zipping into my riders here. They're identical, not gonna lie. So here we go. I think I did a swatch. You couldn't see it, sorry. This one has a bit more gray undertone to it than this one. And to be quite honest, when you do look at them, yeah, you can see here, this is more grayish, and this is really, really black, but I couldn't tell until I did the swatch itself. Right, so now I'm gonna go, I think, with shade Sleep Paralysis all over my lid, just because it looks really, really nice. I'm gonna go with this one because it looks amazing. It's an interesting shade. I don't have anything like this in my collection. I hoped it would be a bit more darker, but I'm gonna solve that out myself. So, and I'm gonna jump straight in with spiraling, that's how you pronounce it, and put it exactly in the middle, just because it looks darker. Yeah, it's definitely 10 times more darker than Sleep Paralysis. I'm gonna go underneath with my riders here as well. But actually what is left on the brush, so I did not add anything more than leaving the leftovers. And I'm gonna go now in my inner corner with Diet Cola. It looks a really nice shade for the smoky eye, I would say. Wow, this is blinding. It's definitely gonna catch some attention. I really appreciate when this shade is not too gray. I was scared of that because I'm not a huge silver gray eyeshadow person, but this one is something I can work with it. And obviously I need to highlight my brow bone, and I think I'm gonna use the same shade. So now I'm gonna go and put on some lipstick. It's the shade Mannequin. So this time I'm doing the swatches differently. I am actually gonna swatch everything on here, which I was usually not doing it on a live process. I was like, you know, doing this and that and that. This is shade My Pills. This is Tanacon. And this is Diet Root Beer. The first one is Ranch, because I don't think I said the name of it. This is Just a Theory, and this is Purling. Yeah, really pigmented shade. This is Conspiracy, which I'm really excited about. Ooh, that is a really nice green shade. And this is Pigment, which again is really pigmented. This is how they look like. This is Food Videos. I could use some more of that. Yeah, it needs a bit like of more, you know, placing the shade on top to actually get that pigment. This is Trisha. Wow. That's pigmented. This is Cheese Dust. And this is the Flaming Hot, which doesn't seem to swatch really well, but you know, swatches are just swatches. You can just see the colors. So this is What's the Tea? Seems really nice shade. This is Diet Cola, which we used in my inner corner. I really like that shade. And I don't like grays, like I said before, not a fact. Sleep Paralysis. Illuminati. And where's my rider? My rider's here, sorry. Yeah, this is how they are looking like. Oh wait, I have some staining going on. Yeah, Trisha, this is the one. It's staining. Yep, it does stain, so be aware of that. And let's see if any of these are staining as well. It seems that effect has a bit of staining going on as well, but yeah, not too massive, but I can see it here. And obviously this one. Oh, you can see it on my finger, lol. It did stain my finger a lot. Wow. So yeah, be aware, Trisha is going to be leaving you some pretty damn red eyes after you finish the look and finish the day and take off your makeup. So this is the finished look for today's review, doing both eyes differently with the Conspiracy palette. I must say this is something that I was sure I'm not gonna be disappointed. I'm not gonna lie, for example, the only things I've seen on YouTube were a few thumbnails being like, is it patchy or stuff like that. It probably is a clickbait, or maybe I did not use the shades that are supposed allegedly be patchy, but I did not experience that with my makeup. I must say, I can achieve a crazy colorful look. I can achieve a very smoky, this makes me think of Tati's palette, which sadly I'm missing the glitter. I'm definitely gonna bring another clip on the shades I did not use, I promise. So if you wanna kind of like subscribe and make sure you're hitting that notification bell button, not just because I want you here, but literally just because if I'm due posting that clip, you're gonna be notified, and then you know what, you can unsubscribe and unnotify from me if you don't want to be notified every single goddamn time. You don't necessarily need it, and if you feel like, don't let the hype affect you. Look at the colors, make sure it's something that you would definitely make a use out of it. I know I will, and I'm glad I stayed and, you know, really thought it through, because I really love how my eyes are looking today and how I can achieve two different looks. I said that a million times and I'm gonna say it still because I love the idea. So I hope I'll see you in the next one and this was useful. That is that. Bye bye.